crisis. It's on fire. And it's beyond time for us to do something about it. So we need to act, and we need to act now. On November 4th, one more time, we need New Yorkers to flip their ballot. Say it with me, flip. And vote yes on 2 through 5. So what are we voting for?
2, 3, 4, 5. We need housing to survive.
2, 3,
4, 5. We need housing to survive.
All right. So today we have amazing supporters here. We have elected officials. We have community leaders. We have advocates, and they're going to come up in a timely manner because a lot of people have to get back to work. And they will give, and they will let us know why they're in support of it. And we're very grateful for their time. So right now, I want to call up a Bronx native, South Bronx native, first generation immigrant from Dominican Republic, a housing advocate who has fought tirelessly to make sure that Bronx residents are able to stay and thrive in the area which they live in. I want to call up Meryl Charles.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mariel Charles, and I'm a community organizer from the Mount Eden area of the Southwest Bronx, the same neighborhood where I was born and raised. I grew up in the Bronx where neighbors truly looked out for one another. Families shared meals, abuelas fed anyone who came by, and people took care of each other. We had a sense of stability and belonging. That's what made our neighborhood strong. Now, when I walk through Mount Eden and Highbridge, it looks and feels different. So many of the families I grew up with have been forced out. Buildings that once housed generations of Bronx families are being sold off. Rents are doubling overnight. I've watched my community change and take on luxury towers that sit half empty, developments that were never meant for us. They promise revitalization, but what they bring is displacement. Our borough has been impacted by irresponsible development that puts profit before people.
And council members.
It's time we change that. Every week, I speak with tenants who are under incredible strain. I know a grandmother in Highbridge who's lived in her building for over 30 years. Her rent went up $400 in 1 year. She's now choosing between paying rent and buying her groceries or medication. I know a young mother on Townsend Avenue who works 2 jobs and still can't keep up with her rent increases. She's terrified she'll have to move her kids out of the Bronx, the only home they've ever known. These are not isolated stories. There are 6 million applicants for 10,000 apartments.
Fuck Audrey Adams.
This is happening everywhere. It's our borough and our city. And while families struggle, we see empty luxury buildings that no one from my community can afford to live in.
Fuck Bob Holden. Fuck Bob Holden. Fuck Bob Holden.
The Bronx has carried the weight of building affordable housing for the entire city, but we cannot do it alone anymore. It's time for every borough to share this responsibility. What we need now are deeply affordable, community-based homes, developments led by and for the people who already live here, housing that keeps families rooted, that strengthens neighborhoods, that honors people who have always been here. That's why this moment matters. Voting yes on proposals 2, 3, 4, 5 means faster.
Oh, they're gonna crash this shit. Yeah, they're gonna crash it.
And actually meet
What's
the
up, man?
needs of working families,
Sorry about
not
that.
developers or speculators. For me, this isn't just about policy, it's personal. It's about protecting the Bronx I grew up in and making sure future generations can still call it home. Thank you, everyone.
Ms. Charles said it's personal. How many people is it personal to you? Is it personal? What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Affordable housing.
When do we want it?
Now.
Awesome. All right. Next, I'm going to call up Amit Baga. He is our executive director of the Yes on Affordable Housing campaign.
Thank you so much. I don't know if I can actually add anything to what Marielle said. I think she kind of said it all. But I am going to talk a little bit about the propositions. First, I want to thank all of you for being out here today with us. We really appreciate your standing with us in this fight for affordable housing. I want to thank my friends and incredible leaders that we have in our city. Comptroller Brad Lander. Our incoming, fingers crossed, Comptroller of the City of New York, Mark Levine, Manhattan Borough President. Now, I can't say Brooklyn is the greatest borough because I live in Queens, but we know how people from Brooklyn feel. Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso. I also want to thank Queens Borough President Donovan Richards, who's fully in support but could not be here with us today, and also Governor Kathy Hochul.
Let's go, Kathy.
I too, by the way, Marielle, I'm a native of the Bronx. So, like Asia said, my name is Amit Singh Baga. I'm the campaign director for Yes on Affordable Housing. We are working to get proposals 2 through 5 passed. And thanks to all of you, we're going to be successful in a few weeks. Look, everyone in New York City, whether you're a renter in Crown Heights or a homeowner in Cambria Heights, knows that the rent or the mortgage is just too damn high. It is what?
Too damn high.
We also know that an unprecedented number of New Yorkers were propelled to the polls this June by a promise of making housing more affordable for all of us. And in just a few weeks, we, the people of New York City, are going to be able to exercise the power that's in our own hands by voting yes on proposals 2 through 5.
Yeah.
To equip us and to equip city government and the future mayor, we know who that's going to be.
Zoran Madani. Zoran.
With the
Zoran.
tools we need to do the job that voters are mandating us to do. So let's talk about what the proposals will do. They're going to make it much easier, faster, and cheaper for us to build exactly the types of housing we need. How? By putting affordable housing on a 90-day clock instead of a 9-month clock, cutting through bureaucratic red tape, all while preserving community board input as well as environmental, labor, and safety standards. Let me tell you what the proposals will not do. They will not make it easier to build luxury glass condos. They will not destroy existing zoning. They don't change zoning at all. And they will not be giving free rein to corporate developers. I'm going to start with Proposal 5, because I think it's one we can all agree with. Proposal 5 will simply bring us from 1955 into 2025, converting 8,000 paper maps into one official digitized city map. Sorry. Going back to the top, proposals 2 and 3, put simply, are going to fast.
Oh, city council lurking right now.
Housing that's 100% affordable. 1 to 4 story buildings in low density neighborhoods. We're talking 5, 10, 15 units. Adding just a few floors of housing in high density neighborhoods, parts of Manhattan and Brooklyn, going from, let's say, 8 stories to 10. And in the 12 community districts across the city that have basically built no housing in the last 5 years.
Because he is
We're
sus.
going to fast track projects that are 25% affordable or more, so that the places in New York City that haven't been building housing are finally delivering of housing for So now, instead of waiting years to renegotiate complicated deals with the city council for even modest amounts of housing, which adds enormous amounts of time and critically money to what should be a simple and inexpensive process, we can now build exactly the type of housing that New Yorkers need, on a timeline that actually makes sense. And when we build smaller buildings in parts of our city where land is cheap, we can also stretch our taxpayer dollars much farther in terms of subsidies, meaning the depth of affordability can be greater. Finally, answering the question, affordable for whom? Affordable for us. Now I want to talk about Proposal 4 for a second. This is the one that everybody likes to talk about. Simply put, Proposal 4 is about making sure that larger projects or rezonings that include affordable housing actually get approved so that New Yorkers can get housed. Period. Now, I want to give a little credit where credit is due. Speaker Adrian Adams has been unequivocally the most pro-housing speaker we've had in generations. That's true. Let's hear it for Speaker Adams. She's displayed tremendous courage in getting City of Yes passed.
Yeah.
And I want to give credit to individual council members. This iteration of the council has been greenlighting housing at a much faster rate than previous iterations of the council. And that is all real leadership. But I say this iteration of the council because it has fallen on this iteration of the council to take up so much of the work that has been wholly left undone by decades of prior iterations of the council. We cannot rely on just one good speaker, and speakers generally only have one term, to solve a structural problem that's been decades in the making, and will continue to fester unless we fix the structure. That's what Proposal 4 really does. It's about finally liberating individual council members from the asphyxiating grip of small-mindedness that has too often over decades forced individual members and the body as a whole into what is essentially a Hobson's choice. Block housing because a small group of small-minded people wants to take us back to the days of red.
Like Bob Holden. Like Bob Holden. Like
That's
Bob
not a
Holden.
choice any council member should ever have to face ever again. I want to draw your attention and ask you a question. Ask yourself why it is that the likes of Trump's New York City MAGA minions held a press conference.
Fuck Curtis Wheeler.
Standing today, just
Curtis need to drop out.
decrying these very.
Curtis drop out.
Are we seriously going to believe that those people care?
Fuck Curtis Wheeler. Fuck Curtis Wheeler. Fuck Curtis Wheeler.
New Yorkers that form the backbone of our city's economy and society are the people that those people are fighting for. The LGBTQ youth and seniors who are in desperate need of supportive housing but can't get it anywhere. Our unhoused neighbors with complex health and mental health needs for whom housing has been blocked at every turn. These are the New Yorkers I have spent 20 years fighting for, and these are the very New Yorkers that these ballot measures are going to help get passed. In creating an appeals board that consists of elected officials, starting with the council speaker, and the mayor and a relevant borough president, which is what Proposal 4 does, the proposal actually gives local council members every incentive to negotiate the very best deal they can for their neighbors, extracting from corporate developers every concession and investment possible, so the project actually never has to come before the board, which cannot negotiate these terms. And if a project does end up there, this body has the power to only reinstate the affordable housing components of a proposal that has already been approved by the Department of City, meaning the housing that New Yorkers need the most will actually get it. The incredibly diverse coalition of people standing with us today know this, and more New Yorkers, including those who have been fighting for vulnerable communities for generations and are on the vanguard of this fight today, are joining our coalition every day. So I want all of you to extend a very warm welcome to two incredible organizations, the Chinese American Planning Council and the Ali Fernie Center, who are joining this coalition today. Today, we're thrilled to be launching, with our partners in government and across the city, our GeoTV operation, which will mobilize hundreds of New Yorkers across all 5 boroughs to phone bank, text bank, and door knock in nearly a dozen languages to leverage the power that's in our own hands to create an affordable future for all of us. And now, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome my friend and one of the greatest leaders the city has ever had, Comptroller Bradley.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Or at least in a lot less than 2.5 years. You can actually watch a video. Once upon a time, New York Communities for Change was in favor of affordable housing. It's pretty sad that they're against it. I'm going to actually leave. You can watch my video because I don't want to disrupt the message. Sad you guys have turned against affordable housing. John Kest is rolling in his grave.
This is scripted! Scripted! This is scripted! WWE! 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 Pre-planned! 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 Sorry about that. Pre-planned! 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 Fake! Fake! This is fake! This is fake! 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 Just to get him up a rally! Thank you, Fake! 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 This is fake! This is fake!
Black Rock Brad, keep your word. Black Rock Brad, keep your word.
Fake!
Black Rock
This is
Brad,
fake!
keep your word.
Fake! Lost the election!
Keep your word. Black Rock Brad, keep your word. Black Rock Brad, keep your word. Black Rock Brad.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm going back.
Black Rock Brad, keep your word.
Fake shit. Let's get him out of here, man. It's fake, bro. It's fake shit. It's fake shit.
And when affordable apartments do come open,
Yo.
we're seeing 500 applications per apartment, and sometimes 1,000 applications per apartment. This
Yeah.
threatens the future of New York City. We have got to build more affordable housing here, in every borough, in every neighborhood. We are saddled with a system for approving that housing now, which is totally broken. If you want to build affordable housing in New York, the approval process takes too long, it costs too much, it's too uncertain, there are too many roadblocks, and it is most importantly deeply inequitable. It can take years to get a single affordable housing project approved. That means there are families living doubled up in homes, waiting for years. It means there are families waiting in homeless shelters for years because of our bureaucratic delays. And as for equity, we have a system now that allows communities that are politically and economically powerful to stop housing, and everyone else has to take it. This is the inequality of the system we've designed. It can be better. It must be better. Cities around the country are doing it better than us, and we are losing New York families to those cities right now. Working class families are leaving New York. We have a chance to fix this with these 4 ballot questions, 2 through 5, that will make it easier, faster, more reliable, and most of all, more equitable to build affordable housing in New York. We can do this, New York. And when we do, we will create a future in this city for bus drivers, for nurses, for food delivery workers, for home health care aides, for teachers, for social workers. Do you want this future for New York? All right, let's see if you've been paying attention. How are we going to vote on Prop 2?
Yes!
How are we going to vote on Prop 3?
Yes!
How are we going to vote on Prop 4?
Yes!
How are we going to vote on Prop 5?
Yes!
We got 20 days to go. Early voting starts a week from Saturday. We got to get the word out. We got to talk to our neighbors. We got to knock on doors. We got to post online. You guys ready for this fight? You ready to win for affordable housing? All right, let's do this. What do we want?
Affordable housing!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Affordable housing!
When do we want it?
Now!
Thank you so much. Okay. I can MC if you want.
Yes, Borough President Antonio Reynoso.
All right. So I just want to take a pause. We're going to take a quick pause just because there's a lot of people in this crowd that might not know what just happened when Brad Lander was up. And I want to have some transparency here. I'm going to give you a very top line explanation of it so that you understand that these two issues are completely unrelated. He is the controller of the city of New York. The controller gets to invest our pension funds into several different types of investments. And one of those investments that the city of New York currently has is called BlackRock. And these folks don't want him to invest in BlackRock. They want him to move away from that.
Yeah.
And at this point,
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but it seems like he hasn't done that. So they're very upset about that. They're not upset about housing.
Nope.
They're not upset about 2, 3, 4, 5. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But they saw a great opportunity that he was going to be up on the mic to really ambush him and be able to put pressure on him to do what they wanted. But I want you to know those people that just left have nothing to do with housing.
Yeah.
It's about BlackRock. Well, they do actually have to do with housing. But I guess what I'm saying is they're fighting about BlackRock, not these proposals. So I just wanted to give you context so that you don't feel some type of way
Yeah.
about what just happened. Those folks
No,
are
they're some good people,
necessarily
bro.
against these proposals. All
They're
right?
good people, man. Like,
All right.
I know they are.
And now to proposals. You're welcome. Yes, yes. Many of them would love to come back actually. And
Yeah, yeah.
They might come back. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to talk about what I was a council member in the city of New York, and I loved member deference. It was a very great thing for me. But the issue with member deference is that it was a very local thing. We have a citywide crisis. A citywide crisis. We've seen supposedly elected officials lose their seats for supporting affordable housing because in a very local race, voting on affordable housing can mean the difference on whether or not you continue to be a council member or you don't. You have to understand that risk. So many council members don't take the risk at all. They build no housing, especially affordable housing, in an effort to preserve their seat in the city council. There are other members that put their necks on the line and support housing and don't get kicked out of their seat. But we shouldn't leave this up to chance. We shouldn't make this risky. And when it doesn't become risky is that you will let borough presidents and citywide elected officials put their neck on the line because they have a larger perspective on what this housing crisis is. What's happening on your block is very different than what's happening in the city of New York. There are estimates that are saying if we don't build 1 million homes in the next 15 years, that this will continue to perpetuate the homelessness crisis and the crisis we have in housing. 1 million homes. The city of Yes, which is a great proposal put forth by this mayor, only gets us $80,000 if every single person that it affects decides to build on the city of Yes. It is very unlikely that in 15 years, every single opportunity that the city of Yes gave us will come to fruition. That's 80,000 units in 15 years. And I just said we need 1 million in 15 years. So when we talk about a crisis, we don't want to just patch it up. We can't put Band-Aids on this housing crisis. The Band-Aids are going to make it that this city is solely for the rich or the extremely poor. You're either in rent-stabilized or NYCHA or Mitchell-Lama housing, or you're in a luxury rental somewhere in Manhattan or in some parts of Brooklyn. We don't want that. We want the middle class. We want the unions that are building the housing to be able to live in the apartments that they're building. And we can't do that right now. So what these proposals do is simple. When we talk about affordable housing, we're not going to talk about that too much. We need affordable housing. We can't let you get in the way of that. We're just going to build that quicker. It's not going to be completely void of any participation or any comments or input, but it's not going to be talked about too much because we need it now. No more nonsense. We're going to do it in what is it, 3 months? Instead of 9 months is a fast track, by the way, in the city council right now.
Yep.
That's how much time it takes to build affordable housing. 9 months,
Yep.
fast track. We got to cut that timeline. We have to. And then the other review, that the appeals board, which is the real contention of the city council, I want to be very clear. That is the one that they care about. It's the one that affects them. The others, they will not contest. They know we need more affordable housing and we need it sooner. They know that. They're not going to fight over our power loss on the maps being digitized. What they're fighting on is their one proposal for the appeals board. And the appeals board does nothing to this process. It stays exactly the same, 100% through. But if at the end of the process they say no, people with citywide and borough perspectives get to get a shot at it. The speaker, the mayor, and the borough president get to look at it and say, hey, it was unreasonable of you to knock this down when it has so much affordable housing. when you've been able to negotiate so much? The borough, the community board still get a vote. The council member still gets an opportunity to review it. The timeline stays exactly the same. But if at the end it's a no, we get to look at it. And I want to give you perspective. In North Brooklyn, we built almost all of the affordable housing and the housing in the city of New York, in Brooklyn. South of Empire Boulevard, we built almost no housing. There are neighborhoods in Brooklyn that haven't built housing since 1968. 1968. Right now, we are building 7 new schools in Bay Ridge. 7 new schools in Bay Ridge. And they built no housing since 1968. How can that possibly be? How are we building schools for more people when no housing has been built? It is the fastest growing community of doubled and tripled up families in all of New York City. These people live in 1-family homes with 3 generations in it. Those people deserve an opportunity to get housing. They deserve to get homes. And if we take too long and allow for politics to rule the day on whether or not we're going to build in Bay Ridge, it will never be built. But I have a different perspective. I have a borough-wide perspective. The mayor has a citywide perspective. And we can build housing there and start releasing the burden of generations having have their kids in their basements, their grandchildren in their attic. We can fix that with these proposals. And it is why I'm supporting 2, 3, 4, and 5. So flip it and vote yes. And very quickly in Spanish. And I just want to say, we're losing something too. The topo units in our offices are gone. And we're standing here because sacrifices need to be made for the greater good. We need housing. And we need to talk about that in a very serious way. In Spanish, very quickly. Nosotros lo que queremos decirle al público es que nosotros queremos que cuando volteen el boleto antes de votar, voten por el 2, 3, 4 y 5. Eso nos va a dar la oportunidad de crear más unidades de vivienda para la ciudad de Nueva York. Ahora mismo la política está controlando el desarrollo de apartamentos en esta ciudad. Queremos quitarle la política y asegurar que cuando hay vivienda asequible disponible, que se construyen de una vez. Porque no tenemos el tiempo para esperar que los políticos, los que están electos, deciden si necesitamos vivienda o no. Esto es una crisis y necesitamos que responder igualmente. Por eso que hoy estamos apoyando el 2, 3, 4 y el 5. Por favor, voten su boleto y voten en el 2, 3, 4 y 5. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
I want to say that in Spanish now. What are we voting for?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, one more time. What are we voting for?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you so much, Borough President. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Right now, we're going to keep it going. We have good energy? We're almost to the finish line. I want to call up my friend, a fierce housing advocate, Shams the Baron.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much. Really, I'm super exhausted. I can't even deliver. But I'm going to say this as someone who grew up in foster care since the age of 2. I know what housing instability looks like. As someone who started experiencing homelessness at 10, firmly discharged from the system at 12, and experienced homelessness most of my life. Sleeping on the streets, sleeping on the subways, sleeping in the shelters. I kind of know what it's like to just not have a home. And one of the reasons why I'm absolutely committed to finding solutions to solve homelessness and to solve our housing crisis is because when you see numbers what was that number of children?
140,000.
140,000 children that are homeless right now. And I raised my own son through the foster care system, and I have children that also were shuffled through the shelter system. Through the shelter system. And it's just a tragedy, travesty. What I came to understand in my research, I kind of like to listen to both sides of an argument, the pros, the cons, I weigh all of that. And one of the things that I realized, especially when you're looking at building affordable housing, is that in certain communities that if you don't build the housing, I guess it's all over the city. If you don't build the houses, it actually leads to right? If people don't have a place to go, they don't have and when I did my social media, the people that end up leaving are the people that
And there was another gentleman, Thomas,
you see, you
died.
just
Yeah,
like
he died.
you know, the
Right. And then I was the last person.
so housing is
So you were
real
there.
low income housing. So if you have a subsidy, you get into that. But then there are people that reach out in the city right there.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for saying hello.
Yeah, and I'll
People that actually build a house that actually
good talk.
they can't afford to, but they don't qualify for a subsidy. And they don't. What was that price? What you say, like 5 million? 1.8 million.